Hi, I'm Russ McCullough, and I'm here to talk to you about managerial economics for our capstone course. And I want to do a short tutorial on some of the materials that we have because this particular book, which you might likely have the digital version of the book, contains some software programs that go along with it using Microsoft Excel. And I thought I would give you a little bit of a heads up on how that works as you go through each of the chapters. So I'm going to share my screen here and show you how to get started with this. So I just have these files, and there's a number of files with different applications, so apps. So the textbook calls them Microsoft Excel apps. And so one of the early ones here is a introduction to Excel that we'll have in the first week. And when you click that open, you have a tutorial that is a lot of text combined with other applications or pages that allows you to work through some problems and learning, in this particular case, about equations, about shortcuts, and a credit card example. And this particular app is here just to learn the basics of Excel. And so the author is working you through different shortcuts and different tips for using Excel along with the book. So in your textbook, this is the digital version here, page 61 on supply and demand. They have these little icons with the Excel app. And whenever you see that in the textbook, you'll see it on different pages. You know that this particular part of the text has an app associated with it. This particular one happens to be associated with one of the problems at the back of the chapter. And so when you see that icon, you can read it, and I think it directs you here eventually to the Excel apps. So you go to that app, which was on demand, app 2 demand, double click it, and you'll get the layout of an Excel spreadsheet that will have information about the problem. And this then becomes interactive to where you can change some things in a cell. In this case, it's the price. If I bump the price to 12, then you maybe saw that this demand curve just shifted to the shifted over according to that change in price. And so it's highly interactive. This is with a single demand equation, multiple demands. So there's two scenarios. This is again working with this by the glass demand, and then there's these static tabs, which is included in the sheet, which is just fixed. So it's really just a picture. And if I go back to the textbook, that is this picture. And so within the text, they have these static pictures. And so those are included within the Excel worksheet to help tie the two together. As we work through deeper into the chapter, let me jump into Excel app number 5. Chapter 5 is rich with a lot of what we're going to be doing with this course in terms of econometrics. And there are a number of related apps, in fact, all the way down to integrated introduction to regression. So I'm going to start with this one just to show you how this is organized. At the bottom are all the worksheets. Each one of these tabs is called a worksheet. The whole app is called the workbook. And this particular app now contains all of the data of these individual tabs. Now let me go back to the first one, which is what we'll actually start you off with. So when we get to this week's lesson, we'll start with the geometric introduction to univariate regression. And when you open that up, we kind of start you a little slower so that it's not so overwhelming. And we have introduction to regression, how to do regression in Excel. And you can see that we've got 1A 1B, and here this diagram showing you what to do with some stuff. Don't be scared at this point. We'll kind of work you through slowly what all of this craziness means. But that's how this first sheet works. Now, if I jump back to that integrated sheet, that is exactly these tabs. So there's this one right here. And so all of these work together. They're intended to allow you to work through little by little as you build up your brain power of geometric introduction, multivariate regression, dummy variables, and then finally this integrated introduction to regression, which contains all of the tabs. So as you work through the material, I would start with 5, work through 6, 7, 8, and as you're working through those, some of them will have exercises, some of them you'll be doing some things as you work through building a sheet or highlighting cells or double checking things. So this is very interactive. It's very much a part of your textbook. So you should really be thinking about this Excel workbook and the textbook as one and the same. It's not just a supplement that you can blow off. In fact, this is probably in some ways more important, I think, than some of the content within the static text because you're really going to get into the numbers and learn them that way. So hopefully this gave you a little bit more information to get you started and off to success with these Excel apps. There's also some other icons in there for other things, a math appendix and Excel modules, which are just some little interfaces that help. But those Excel apps are the main ones that you need to keep your eyes on and start to work with early so that you're comfortable with them. Good luck.